Good morning, future fellow weirdo of the flock. How are you? All right. Did you take your medicine? Okay. Well, while you're taking your medicine, I'll go ahead and tell you what happened. So, yesterday, uh, a different king's father died, and David was sitting around and thinking about he should probably be a nice guy. You know, he does a lot of bad guy things, but he should probably be a nice guy. So he sends this guy hugs from random of his servants, I suppose. They just go to give this guy hugs. And his people are like, no, David doesn't do stuff like this. There's a reason he's doing stuff like this. I mean, yeah, he said your dad was nice, but David's never nice to anybody. So, like, these guys are up to no good. So, they shave half of their faces and cut their clothes down the middle, right? So, they're just walking around with open fronts and open backs. And, they live stream this bullshit. And David's like, all right, I got you all day, every day. So he rolls up, and gets his dudes. He's like, y'all come with me, paid leave, got you all day, cruise ship back. So then, like, the people are like, oh man, we might have fucked up. So they go and hire another kingdom, Syria and Mesopotamia. And David's like, all right, here we go. So he goes and fights these people, and they flee before him. And then a little while later, another country wants to fight with us, David, I believe is the Philistines. And another one. Ammon, the children of Ammon. So David goes to fight these guys. I'm not exactly sure what happens, but he says he hurts these people pretty awfully badly. I don't know if he maimed them or unsubscribed them to life. Not exactly sure. But it says he uses saws and this and that, so it's like, it seems like he may have cut off a limb or two of some of these people. Like, he didn't exactly unsubscribe them. He just made it harder. He left these people like Nikki K in Southwest Detroit. That real life, that's what happened. So, he maims these people. And then, uh, uh, and then, he takes captive this king. And very symbolic. I think this was symbolically. He took the crown off the guy's head. This is what I mean by symbolically. He takes the crown off of the king of that country's head, like looks at it, like, okay. And he puts it on his head instead of the king's head. So that's where we left off and where we are picking up. I am Nikki K the Great, and this is the Party Pet. We have good time. So, come on in. Come on. Blue, what are you doing? Come on. So, come on in. Stop right behind the dishwasher and grab some keep other people alive juice. We do have protein. She is literally sitting on my back. Well, we have protein and a blender, so you know, feel free. And then come this way because I packed you a bowl and rolled you a cigarette. I got some tubes last night, so I can make cigarettes. So come on in and get comfy because we are about to smoke it, drink it, read it. Have good time.
Lady, go!
All right, chapter 21. Okay. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to take a census. This I believe this is the first time it mentions Satan is in this story. They tell this story twice because this story was also in Kings. But this story is the first time they mention the name Satan. So, Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to take a census. Okay? And David said to Joab and the rulers of the people, "Go, number Israel from Beersheba to Dan, and tell me how many people there are. I need to know." And Joab answered and said, "What the fuck is wrong with you? There are so many people. Like, there are so many people, dude. And you're like, hey, go number the people. There's too many fucking people. Nobody's gonna number these people. Who's gonna number these people? You? Because it's not me. I'm not doing it. I don't know. But I don't want to do it. And then David was like, the fuck did I say? What did I say? Did I say argue with me and maybe I'll change my mind? I didn't say that. I said go number the people. Listen, I don't know about you. So, Joab went through all of Israel and came to Jerusalem. And Joab gave the number of the people to David. And all of Israel was 1,000. 1,000. So is it 100,000 men that drew sword? And Judah was 470,000 men. Levi and Benjamin did not count among them, for the king's word was abominable to Joab. Joab was like, these are God's favorite people. There's no way. There's no way. No. You're not going to war because you're God's. people. You're God's favorite people. That's what Joab said. And God was displeased with this thing. Therefore, he busted that ass. God was like, you know what, David, you fucked up. I'm gonna unsubscribe everybody to God's YouTube channel. Nobody can watch my YouTube. And David said to God,
listen, big guy. Listen. I fucked up. Listen. I fucked up. But don't punish these people. Right? Listen. Please. Do it like I was a bad guy. Please. And then. Hold on.
okay, so then, the Lord spoke to Gad, David's seer. I thought it was Nathan, but now it's Gad. It's a guy called Gad, and he's David's personal seer. Which really makes me think the Nathan that they're talking about is David's son, Nathan. Because now David's personal prophet guy is a dude called Gad. So I don't know. So God said, go tell David, say, I said, I offer you 3 things. Choose one. Okay? Like 3 things. 3 years of famine. 3 months to be destroyed by your enemies. Or 3 days of the sword of the Lord, pestilence in the land, destroy everything. I'll be like a Hatebreed song for 3 days. Destroy everything. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So then Gad goes and tells David. And David said, David, like, what? Man, this is so hard. I don't know what to do. I don't.
I don't know what to do. Oh my God. Men are fucked up individuals. They're terrible creatures. I mean, look what I do to people. I couldn't imagine if they did that to me. Oh my God. But God is a marshmallow. Like, he's really a marshmallow. Sorry, big guy, but you're a marshmallow. I picked that one. God. I picked the God one.
Okay. Okay, so he picked the God one. Okay. So the Lord sent pestilence upon Israel, and 70,000 of the vampires died. And God sent an angel to Jerusalem to destroy it. And as he was destroying, the Lord beheld and repented. God was like, oh my God, I'm fucking terrible. I am terrible. This is such a bad idea. This is a bad idea. I don't like this idea. It's a bad idea. Okay. 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 Stop. Hold still. Pause. Time out. God's like, time out. Time out. Okay. And the angel of the Lord stood by the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. And David lifted up his eyes and saw the angel between the earth and heaven, having a drawn sword in his hand, stretched over Jerusalem. Then David and the elders of Israel, who were in t-shirt and a diaper, fell upon their faces. And David said to God, I am so bad. Listen. I'm a bad guy, and these guys do bad guy things because I'm a bad guy. Listen, you just stop, please. Just stop. 3 days is a long time, so maybe just one day. What do you think? I mean, I know you're pissed, but it's sad. It's sad time. Don't be mad no more. Let's be sad. So, then the angel of the Lord commanded Gad, listen, tell David to go and make an altar right there in that guy's house. Right? That guy right there. Go do it. Okay. And David went up at the saying of Gad. Okay. So David did what God told Gad to tell him to do. And Ornan turned back and saw the angel and his 4 sons with them, and hid themselves. Now, Ornan was threshing wheat. And as David came to Ornan, Ornan looked and saw David and went out of the... So Ornan went out to meet the king. And the king was like, I need your shit because God. And Ornan's like, you can just have it. And David's like, no, I want to pay for it. I want to pay full price. And Ornan's like, no. And David's like, yes. Right? And I need to also buy sacrificing stuff. And Ornan's like, I'll just throw that in there. That everything will be one price. Because you're king face. And really, you could just take it if you wanted to. But I guess you want to pay for it. So everything is included. Okay, so everything's included. Okay. So David gave Ornan 600 shekels of gold for like his house and his animals and stuff. And David built an altar to the Lord and offered offerings of all kinds and called upon the Lord. And capital G, or David was like,
Number one hype man! Where are you?
and God's like, here I am. Yeah, let's fight. Right? So David calls God, and God's like, yeah, what's up? Okay, hold on. All right. So then David's like, God, and God was like, yeah. And David's like, stop the madness. And then God's like, okay, I'm done. Angel, come back. come on back. We're done. At that time, David saw the Lord had answered him. And then he sacrificed there some more. For the tabernacle, for God's church that Moses had built, and the altar were at the season in the high place at Gibeon. And David could not go before it to inquire God, for he was afraid because of the sword. Okay, so David's down at this dude's wheat house sacrificing because he paid like 600 shekels for it. Shekels. And God was like, okay, I quit. But David is still seeing the angel up there. Even though his sword is put away, he still sees this giant thing. And so David's like, you said go up there to sacrifice. Yeah, no. We're just going to do it here, and you're going to be happy, big guy, because that dude is scary as fuck. And we're going to pause right here. Yeah, we're going to pause right here. We're going to go check on our cats, not water our plants, get a refill, repack a bowl, smoke a cigarette, and go pee. We will be right back. Look. Okay. Chapter 22. And then David said, this is the house of the Lord God, and this is the altar of the burnt offering for Israel. And David commanded to gather together the strangers that were in the land of Israel. And he set masons to hew and wrought stones to build the house of God. And David prepared iron in abundance for nails, for the doors of the gates, for the joinings. So David got everything together to build God a house. Okay. So the Zidonians and the Tyre brought David cedar. And David said, Solomon, my son, is young and tender, and the house that is to be built for the Lord must be exceeding magnifical. Wait. David said, Solomon, my son, is young and tender, and the house and the house that is to be built for the Lord must be exceeding magnificent. I don't know what that means. Of fame and glory throughout all countries. Okay, so this thing has to be big and magnificent. Like my son is young and tender. You have to let him know. This thing has to be the bomb diggity. Everything is ready. Just build it. If you build it, they will come. I will therefore now, okay, yeah. So David prepared abundantly before his death. And he called for Solomon, his son, and charged him to build God's house. And David said to Solomon, listen, I wanted to build God a house, but he wanted to be a couch surfer because he thinks this is like the 1980s or something. Anyway, God wanted to be a vagrant. He liked being homeless. But it's time for him to retire. And he said he was going to retire when you got older. So you're older. So make sure the old man has a house. I've gotten you everything you need to build God a house. Right? Now, my son, the Lord is with you and will prosper you, and you will build God a house, just like he said. Only the Lord gives you wisdom and understanding, and give you charge concerning the vampires, that you may keep the law of God. Then shall you prosper, if you take heed and fulfill the statutes and judgments which the Lord charged Moses. Be strong, be courageous, do not fear. Don't be confused. Behold, in my trouble, I have gotten you everything you need. Well, you remember when you were a kid, I did nothing but make sure the stuff was here. Like, there's acres of stuff to build this house. Okay? Like, look out in the backyard. All of that, that's the big guy's house. You have to build it. I don't know if I left you blueprints or not, but if I didn't, have fun. If I did, also have fun, because it's about to be fun. So, David also commanded all of the princes of Israel to help Solomon, saying, it is not, God is with you, right? He has given you rest on every side. You don't have no enemies. Like, God made this happen through me, right? Like, we have taken care of everything. Now, set your heart to seek the Lord your God. Help Solomon build God's house. Quit letting him live at other people's living rooms. Like, he needs a house. And he said, I'll get a house when your kid is older. Well, my kid is older and now God needs a house. Make sure he has a house, right? Like, give him a house. Ooh. Yep. Make sure God has a house. And that is where we are leaving off. That is where we are leaving off. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget, keep your head down, your nose clean, your shoes tied. Don't get ready. Stay ready. Listen. Learn word magic. It is so important. Learn word magic. You won't get caught up in bullshit. I love you. Thank you for watching. Have the greatest day ever. Bye.